Hi there, good evening, guys. Welcome to the marketplace with Ucho Noche this lovely Monday evening. I hope you guys did well at work today. I hope that today has been good for you guys. Um, it has been good for me. I'm happy I started a series last week, Monday. I started a series on why is greed bad? Why is greed? We're talking about greed this period. Last week, this week, and next week, Monday, we're also going to be talking about greed. So today we're talking about the reasons why greed can ruin your business. I said that last week that we need to look into. I didn't say anything about business because I wanted a situation where I can take that for business, why greed is bad for your business separately. Next Monday, I'm going to be dealing on how to handle greedy people, so that we also realize that if we see notice these traits in people, we should also be able to know how to handle them. So this is the series I'm going to be talking about this week and next week, and I really look forward to um, um, discussing this with you guys. You've been with me last week. I hope it was interesting for you, and please, it's important for me. Talking about greed is important for me because everywhere I look, I see a lot of these things happening, and people don't even know that they're doing it. People don't even know. They just feel that maybe that's the way the society is, and maybe that is how it should be. But that's not how it should be at all. So I want to welcome you guys on Facebook, welcome Instagram. I want to welcome you, also welcome you on YouTube, and those of you that are on Zoom as well. I want to welcome you guys. Thank you for taking our time to come live with me this evening. Okay, let's just go into the topic for the day, which is the reason why greed can ruin your business. Okay, I'll give you some overview. When your business is doing well, we naturally have this tendency to want to do even better. And to some extent, there's nothing wrong with that. Maybe you're generating 10 leads in a month, and you want to generate 20 leads next month. You're making this much this month or this year. You want to do better. Sometimes stepping up your goals can be good for business, but if your high expectations become outright greed, your company may be in trouble after a while. When you are now driven about the profit, driven about gain to the extent that anything else around your organization can suffer, but you get this done, it becomes an issue. That is where greed becomes an issue. And I've seen in many instances, greed can wreck your business if you allow it to start influencing your actions. So I'm going to give you some points on some ways that greed can ruin businesses, so that you be aware. I want to make you recognize these things. If you can recognize some of the things I'm going to be talking about in your business, then you realize that, greed is at play here. I need to change. I need to change some of the ways that we do things, how we have been doing business. I need to change some of it, because greed can really, really wreck your business. And there's a thin line between I want to make profit. I want to increase my goals. I want to increase my targets. Yes, there's nothing wrong with that. But increasing targets, increasing the gain, and thinking about profitability, it shouldn't be at the expense of other things. Example, 2 things that make up a company that your eyes should be fixated on most of the time is your employees and your clients. So if it's about profit, let's give substandard, or let's give quantity, like I was saying last week, instead of quality to our clients, so that we can make more money. So it's no longer about doing good business. It's about doing whatever it takes to make more money, and you're not mindful of your customers or your clients. You see that there's going to be a decline. There's going to be a decline. Another thing is that when you don't look at your employees, for instance, you look at, if you're not mindful of your employees, what happens is that they'll be unhappy. And when they're happy, they won't put in their best. So these are some of the things that can cause greed to ruin your business. I'll give you a couple of points that can help you, so you realize that you can run your business without greed. And please, guys, just take note. If you see this in your business, then you realize that greed is at play and you need to change. The first one is, it's very interesting. You look for ways to make more money and not ways to improve. When you see that you and your people sit at a round table and it's, guys, how do we make more money, not how we improve our services, not how we can service our clients better, no, but it's on how to make more money. You realize that you are on a path for failure, and it's going to a path that is going to be detrimental to your business. Every business should want to improve customer experience. You are in business because of your customers. You are in business because of your customers. So you must be mindful that the customers get the kind of experience they want and the kind of experience you want them to have. As it relates with your product, service, or your company as a whole. If you're not trying to help your customers, you are not helping yourself. We go into business because we want to solve a problem, not because we want to make money. I always tell my students here at the business school that if your mind is more on the profit than on improving your customer experience, it's bound, you are heading for failure. You are heading for failure. And you see, the unfortunate thing is that most businesses seem to run with the idea of, oh, guys, let's make more money. It's all about money. It's not about the customers. Once you remove your gaze from the customers and from your employees, you see that you are now, you are driven by greed and about making more money, and you begin to make more mistakes. Instead of looking for ways to change customers, ways to charge your customers more and more, look for ways that you can help your customers in your delivery, your service delivery. You are in business about the customers. You must care about your customers. You must care about your customers. Because that's the reason why you're in business. It's not about the money. The money is secondary. If you do a good job, you'll be paid or rewarded for it. If you offer good products and services, you will gain more clientele. So it's about the customers. It's not about the money. And when your gaze is on the money, you begin to make mistakes, and you begin to realize that your customers will begin to decline. The number of customers you have will begin to decline, and after a while, it will affect the business as a whole. The second point I want to bring that can ways that can hurt your business and that show that there is greed in your business is that you begin to make bad personnel decisions. Wherever greed is at work, you make very bad personnel decisions. You make very bad personnel decisions. What do I mean? If you care only about making money, you may overlook flaws in your employees if they are still producing strong monetary results. I've seen a situation where, I had a nasty manager at one point in my life. This guy was nasty. He was abusive. He looks down. He just, if you ask me to sum it up, he just has this superiority complex. He just has this over-bloated idea, over-bloated idea of himself, and he talks to people anyhow, and there's no form of A lot of people were leaving the organization because of him. In the long run, you realize that most people were in that company just coasting, waiting to get another job. So they will tolerate all that thing that the guy is doing because they are waiting for another job, and they just use you as a referee as a reference point to where they are going. So they just need to say that I've worked here, so people can take them serious. They just want to put your company name in their resume as they are moving forward. I've also heard of a situation where a manager that was producing, but guess what? There was a lot of sexual harassment issues in his department because he felt that since he was producing well, the management wouldn't have an issue with him. And yes, the management didn't have an issue with him. He was producing. So someone said, I'm not particularly, there was a lot of hearsay that was being peddled in that company at that time. And he said, one of the directors said, the guy is producing, that the ladies should bear with it. It's not as if he's raping them. It's just some form of, that is a man. Maybe men should be given that kind of latitude to do those type of things. And they just brushed it aside because there was no woman in the board, and they felt like, well, what is it? It's not that bad. Until the women started leaving to other organizations, and the women, there was a lot of things that was happening. There's some husband, I had a case where a husband accosted this guy at the car park, and it was quite messy, and somewhere along the line, this same thing got to the newspapers. Two of the dailies carried it, that this is happening, and that really, really hurt the organization. I don't think the organization is even still existing. I don't know if that was the singular reason, but after a while, they were blacklisted by a lot of people because of that thing that was happening. So because somebody is producing, your gaze is upon upon making money. So these top salesmen were allowed to do whatever they wanted. They had a field day to do whatever they wanted. They could insult whoever they could be. They could do anything because they were producing. No. That's bad for the company because it will hurt the morale and lead to the exit of other employees that are working. You can be a top salesperson, but it also takes there are other departments in an organization. It's not about sales alone. There are other departments in the organization. And those things can come, people leaving, it can hurt you. And when people like that leave, that they are aggrieved, they go to other companies and they begin to say things about your own company, and this can get to the ears of your customers or your clients, and you don't know it, but you begin to lose customers. So this is what greed does. Your mind is fixated on the money, and you're making very, very bad personnel decisions that can hurt you. That's why greed is not good for business. Another point I want to bring out is that you don't spend money making your employees happy when you're greedy. Happy employees make good businesses, make good companies, because they are the ones that are the bridge between you and your customers. So when your employees are not treated well, and like I said, I talked about last week, you're hoarding. Greedy people will not give to the employees. I saw a guy, I went to a company, and I always notice this guy that is hardworking, and I told the MD of that company, it's a small company. I think they were into different kinds of things, fashion. They were into doing this craft. They were doing quite a lot of things. Creative acts, more like creative acts or a company. But I noticed one guy. He's so hardworking. The way he talks, he's always trying to fill in a lot of gaps in the organization. When you come, you attend to you. And I told the owner, I said, this guy is good. How much do you even pay him? He told me, I said, look, this guy is good. From what I'm saying, I think try and hold this guy. And he told me, am I going to hit my head and on the floor and worship him because he's good? 3 months down the line when I went there, the guy has left. He wasn't appreciated. You know, and the guy was, and the man has, it's not like the company was struggling. The company was not struggling, and the company was doing very well. And this man that when clients come, they ask of him. Some clients turn back when they don't see the guy in the office. So this type of guy, why wouldn't you pay him well occasionally? And you see, to be nice doesn't really cost much. It's not about giving him 1 million every month, but doing things to make him feel that he's being appreciated will go a long way. When employees are not happy, they won't put in their best. And if they don't put in their best, then it will going to affect the company. Invest in making your employees happy. During their birthdays, you know, even if it's not every year, do something. Weekends, you can buy food, give them drinks. Whatever you know that can put a smile on their face. It's not about the money, how much you're spending. Nobody's saying take them to Chinese or fly them to Dubai for the weekend. But I'm saying that just do something that will just make them feel appreciated. Greedy people don't see it that way. Greedy people are slave masters. They are like slave drivers. They want to milk you because it's a taker's mentality, and every taker wants to take without even looking at if you are going to survive that thing they want to do. They are not looking at it that way. They just want to take from you. And greedy people don't care if you drop dead the next day. They just want you to keep working and they keep producing. And they get so upset even when you tell them you're not feeling well, because they are takers. They are greedy people. They just want to take. They just want to take and they just want to take. They don't even care about your own welfare. How can a company that is making 100 million naira per annum not be able to have medical for its staff? Even medical that you put them under HMO. And I was telling this guy, I said, look, why don't you put your people on HMO? He said, I'm paying them salary. After all, they should go and pray to God. They will not be sick. That am I their savior. You know, there are people that just have this mentality. How much will they spend? After all, is HMO. HMO has already brought down the rates. You are making 100 million naira per annum. You want to grow. Your company, I'm not even sure it has up to 20 people. How much medical can they get in? Surgery is not inclusive. Or there are some major things that are not inclusive. Just the basic things to put them. You're making that kind of money. And the guy doesn't see any reason why he should do that. And I shook my head and I said, wow, they are human beings. Because they are takers. It's about the money for them. When they come to the office, they don't care whether you look. They don't even look at you to ask, are you sickly? Is this one doing okay? They just, why are you not doing this? Why are you not working? Why are you not doing this? Why are you not doing that? You know, and at the end of the day, these companies, these people, those that don't have a job where to go to, they are just coasting, collecting your money and doing practically nothing. You know, so, and that will hurt your business. Okay, another point I want to bring about how greed can affect your company is that you forgo vacations to work. I think I talked about last week, somebody there's a company that they don't go on leave. There's a department they don't want to go on leave. How can somebody work for 10 years and don't go on leave for one day? Because they don't want to leave that seat. That if somebody comes into that seat, they will see the money-making system that they have put in place. And so they don't want somebody so they are there. Until all of them started falling ill. One sickness after the other. Somebody was rushed out of the office. So I now asked, okay, now you are almost near coma. How do you now continue to make that money in that seat? Take a break. Everybody needs a little bit of break. Even if you let your employees go on leave, how about you? Go on leave. Take that time, go on leave. Because if you don't go on leave, this body, there's a limit to which you can stretch it. You are more productive if you take time out to rest. Even if you're not going on leave, you can stay back home one day and just shut your phone down and just to unwind. Take that time and allow your people to go on leave and on break. Let them go and unwind. They come back better. They come back stronger. But some people look at, how can I allow you to go 2 weeks or go 1 week and you come back and you are, and I'm still paying you for that period. One guy told me he was working in a one-man business and he went to tell his boss that he wanted to take 2 weeks. He needed to sort out some things. And the guy said, the only way you can leave this place is that you leave for 2 weeks without pay. That he doesn't believe in leave. That look at this place now. Do you think that we can afford for somebody to go on leave? There are people like that. You see, but is for those kind of people, you are not thinking that this machine, this human being, because they don't see you as a human being, they see you as a machine. So this machine that these same people, they have very fancy cars, and you don't remind them to take it for servicing. Do you know how much you go to, I don't want to call names, to go and service your car? You pay 450,000, 500,000 naira to service a car. But you cannot give your staff, you can't dash your staff 10,000 naira, 20,000 naira for a weekend. Such people know what it means to maintain a car, but they don't care about maintaining their staff. They don't care about maintaining somebody that is going to, their vehicles is just for fancy. They just drive it for 1 hour, they park it. But their staff that are responsible for the organization making that money, they don't really give a damn about such people, because all they see is money. They don't even see you as a person. Okay, another point I want to talk about is that greed. What greed does, you take on more clients than you can effectively manage. It's greed. It's greed. You are thinking that because your mindset is that more clients equal to more money, but you don't have the system that can work like that. The number of staff you have, maybe you can take on 5 clients in a month, but out of greed you want to take on 20. Then you want to sublet some of those businesses to people that don't understand your company culture. They mess it up. The client is suffering. The client is complaining rather. I have people like that. So you are subletting jobs and people are not doing it the way you have been doing it to attract those clients. Because in your mind, the more clients I have, the more money. So it's not about satisfying clients. It is about a game of numbers. And there you don't care. You just want to deliver whether they are happy or not. And you say, they will understand. Somebody did a job for me, and the thing that he would tell me is that, understand now, I've spent money, I've put in money to do this now, just understand. Next time I'll do it better. So now it's about the amount of money that he has used to produce. And I'm telling him, look, I don't like this thing. I think you need to rework this thing that you have done. And it's like, I should have mercy that he has already put in money. Next time you'll be more careful. And I'm looking at this, are you okay? So you're not interested in satisfying me as a customer. All you are interested in is the money. You are looking at the amount of money you are going to put in, which is not much to keep me as a customer. So if you're going to spend 10,000 naira extra to keep it for a work of 200,000, I don't know your profit margin, but if you're going to keep me to use 10,000 naira, I don't see it more than 10,000 naira to correct that mistake. Is it not better to spend that money and still retain me as a customer than to tell me to understand, and so that next time it will be better? Not only did I leave, all the people I introduced him to, I left with all of them. And that's how it is. An aggrieved customer will live with everybody that he has introduced you to. And guess what? Anywhere he goes and they mention your name, he will make sure that he tells them the experience he had with you. If you stretch your staff too thin with your workload, after a while they begin to break down. They will not be able to meet up. They will not be able to meet up, and your clients will not be happy. And people talk in the workplace, in your industry, and they will begin to the things they begin to say about you is that guy, he will collect your job and he will just keep it there because he doesn't even have enough people. He doesn't have the manpower to do it. People talk. And as people are talking, you are losing customers. People are talking, your staff, they are overworked, and before you know it, they keep calling, say, I'm not feeling well. I'm not feeling well. My wife is not well. My kids are not well. And they are taking excuses, and the work is suffering. Because you've stretched them too thin. Because you want to take on more. That's greed. That's greed. If you want to do more, if you want to service more clients, then you should think about manpower. But they don't want to employ more so that they don't pay more in staff salary. They want to be able to maintain. They want to be able to service as many clients with very few employees. How does that work? It doesn't work. It's driven by greed. It's greed at play here. Okay, now what greed can do is that greed will make you alienate your employees. You alienate them because you are stockpiling all things to yourself, and you don't want them to see some certain things. You don't want them to know some certain things. And before you know it, your clients are working, your employers are working, they are dealing with the clients. Some certain meetings, there's some CEOs, some certain meetings, they won't go with their staff because they say, this staff will go here now and want to know what is happening in this business. What makes you feel they don't know? What makes you feel they don't have friends in that place that can tell them the exact contract amount? What makes you feel they wouldn't know? After a while, they begin to realize that this man is not recognizing that we are we are stakeholders in his company. Yes, we are not directors, but we're also stakeholders because our work here matters. And if our work here matters, then you should also be, but they alienate their staff because of greed. They don't want them to know some basic things. I know that can also put stress on you. That can also put stress on you because you don't want your staff to do some certain key things. It means that you have to do it. So you are paying people, but you are doing their work as well. One day you will break down. And that means you are self-employed. All of us should be striving to put systems in place so we become business owners, not self-employed, where without you nothing works in that company. Okay. Another point I want to bring is you're not mentoring people. Mentoring doesn't really fit in well with greediness. It doesn't. Because there's no monetary reward for mentoring. And greedy people don't do anything without being compensated. Greedy people don't do anything without being compensated. I've had a manager tell me before, are you going to pay me if I teach you? I'm not going to waste my time teaching you because I asked him something. So are you going to pay me? I don't have time. You learn on the job. You learn while I'm doing it. You learn. If not, greedy people don't have time to build anybody. Greedy people will not do anything. Greedy people will not do anything for money. I had a colleague before. He had a camera, and one of his friend, his closest friend there. After work, he handles functions. This was while we were young. He handles functions at events. This is your friend, your office colleague, and say, please borrow me your camera. Let me just use. I'm going out with my family. I just want to take pictures. The guy said, no, he cannot. I see this camera is money for him. Anytime he leaves, you have to pay. So because you are my friend, I will charge you so much. That the guy couldn't believe. He just couldn't believe. For a function that he's going to come and eat there, he couldn't believe. But, greedy people they think they are being smart in their doing. They think they are being smart. They think that, I have to earn from everything that I have. And yes, there's a place for earning, but there's a place for also greed. Because when you have something that people need, realize that you also will need something that people have. And you are burning all the bridges. Mentors produce great workers. Great mentors produce great workers who carry on the business for years to come, producing for the organization. Anybody that is working well in an organization, somebody taught him. But greedy people are not into mentoring. They don't have time for that. They don't have time to build people. They don't even want you to be like them. They want you to always be under them, so they have no time for anything that doesn't give them return. But you see, in life, I've seen that, in life, in the marketplace, you trade value for value. You trade favor for favor. So when you are not offering any favors, you also don't get any back in return. One good turn deserves another. So when you're not doing for somebody, you're not getting. Greedy people just don't believe in mentoring at all. Okay. Another point I want to bring out is that you squander your client's trust because of greed. When it becomes clear that that you only care about making money, you risk losing loyal customers, loyal clients. See, they might not be able to read your mind, but there's something that God has given to each and every one of us, and that is the gift of discernment. That is the gift of discernment. There's a way you can discern that this person is not, this person, there's something about him. It's all about the money. It's never about what I care, what I want. When you're talking to a customer, make sure you understand what the customer wants. Make sure you understand what the customer wants, and you are giving him what he wants, not thinking about the money, how much. Some people offer you a service, especially the service where they will get the best out of. Certain pharmacies, for example, if you go to a pharmacy, they will look at you. Certain pharmacies, not all. When you enter there, you want a medication. They will bring the most expensive brand. Before you cry and say, why are you giving me something of 5,000 when I can get 500 naira? They will say, okay, they will go and bring that cheap brand that all of them do the same thing. You must first of all understand your customers and give them what they want, not what you think or what will bring back the most return to you. And after a while you lose their trust. Nobody wants to be an ATM machine. Nobody wants to be an ATM machine. Even if you're a father, give. One day, one of my sons give. I called him. I said, sit down here. What do you think I am? You think I'm your banker? You just need something. You come to your bank to come and collect money. Have you ever asked me, Dad, how are you doing? My friend, sit down. Let me tell you what I do. You see me here reading every day as if I have jam to read. You don't know that it does work. I see here read. Then every time you come, you want this. Oh yeah, sit down. Take this book and start reading. Let me see how enjoyable it is. I kept him there for 4 hours reading. He was sweating. I say, read. This is what I need to do so that I can give you that money. It's a way to make him realize that, look, it takes more. Nobody wants to be that Naira sign. Nobody wants to be an ATM machine. And nobody just wants to be, you collecting from them and you don't care about them. That's how customers feel. That's how people will feel eventually. And once they feel like that, you've lost them. Okay, lastly, greed will not make you help others. What greed does is that it kills every act of kindness. Every act of kindness, it kills you. You don't have sympathy, no empathy, because you are looking at the money. And once you are looking at the money, you cannot have human feelings. You can't deal with people based on you can't deal with people based on a human with a human face, because it's just about the game. And if you're not careful, you keep doing this, you will justify it somehow within you that, you see, this is the reason why I do what I do. This is the reason why I do what I do. Afterwards, it becomes second nature. Your conscience has turned. You have no conscience again. And because you are driven by the profit, you become a greedy person, will lose their conscience and lose every act of kindness that they have. Just because you are kind to your wife and your kids and your close friends doesn't mean that you are kind. Because greedy people are kind to people that are close to them, but are not kind to people that are outside that circle. So thinking that you are close to people, occasionally you give in church where everybody will see that you are giving, you think you're a nice person. No. What are you doing in earning that money? What are you doing that is affecting people badly that you don't know of? Okay? So guys, please, this thing called greed is something that we need to think about again. Next week, I'm going to come with how do you deal with greedy people. I will end this series on that next week. How to deal with greedy people. We really need to be mindful of this. Guys, you can do business. You can become wealthy, become a billionaire, even in dollars, doing business with a human face. It doesn't have to be, you don't need to do business with greed at all. Okay? So I've come to the end of this presentation, but please just give me 2-3 minutes. I just want to share an information with you before I leave you this evening. And the first is that there's a devotional. Marketplace has a devotional, awesome devotional. The reviews have been awesome. The people have been calling me. This devotional is in the 5 core areas of Marketplace Apostle: business, career, leadership, business, personal finance, relationships, and life issues. Those are our 5 core areas here. And so the devotional is based on them. And we write it in a way that business people want to read it. Career people will find a place. Leaders will find a place. It's quite interesting. The reviews are awesome. If you have not seen it, just go to any of my handles. Is on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, even on LinkedIn. You will see it, and you can also see it on YouTube. You can see up on a daily basis. We'll bring out something that is a blessing to you. I want you to follow this link that we'll put this link here now. Follow this link and subscribe to it. When you subscribe to it, it's almost a giveaway. It's for per annum is less than 10,000 naira for you to be able to subscribe. But guess what? You get ebooks. You get free ebooks from time to time. You get audio from time to time. You get courses free from time to time. And you belong to a network where we are thinking. The network is called TMG Network. Think, Make, Grow Network. Where you are being sensitized to think about solutions, how to make services, how to make products and services, and also how to cause your businesses to scale, not just locally, internationally. That is what belonging to this network will do for you. So just subscribe, and I'm sure that you will not regret it. Because from March 1st, only those that subscribe will get this devotional. But check my handles from January to date. You will see all those. So you will see all that I've put there out for free. January and February was free. But now, guys, I think you need to subscribe. I want to specially invite you on Wednesday also by 4 p.m. Nigerian time, Wednesday, for my mentoring session. How does it work? Just send in your questions on these 5 core areas I've mentioned: business, career development, leadership, personal finance, and relationships and life issues as well. So if you can send in those questions, I'll come for 1 hour and I'll answer it every Wednesday. I come 4 p.m. West African time. I look forward to seeing you. There's so many interesting things that we do here at Marketplace Apostle Network. Be a part of it. Help us share this when you get this information. Help us share it. Like the things that we do so that you know when we come live or when we're going to come live. Be a part of this great network, and you will be, I'm sure that you will be glad that you did. So until Wednesday, 4 p.m., I hope to see you there. God bless you guys. Have a good night's rest.